Where we lock and load. Come on. Where we lock and load. Allen Pass. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. Come on. Where we lock and load. Allen Pass. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. Come on.
Welcome to another edition of the Allen Powell Show. We have a locked and loaded show for you today. We will discuss the tush push possibly getting banned, and the chain gang is no longer going to be used by the NFL. They finally coming up to 2025 and they're going to be using technology. But we got to start off the show talking about the Lakers, Luka, and him getting revenge last night with a triple-double. Because we are talking with the Lakers, I had to bring on my guy Armand, one of the biggest Laker fan that I know. So thank you for coming on, my brother.
Appreciate you having me, brother.
I hate to see that background of yours, but it is what it is.
Hey man, stop it, brother. Stop it.
You know, I don't hate the old school guys. It's just, you know, this new version of the Lakers I don't like. But let's get into it, man. Because last night Luka got his revenge, triple-double. They beat the Mavericks. It was a good game, though. It was a very good game, but I will be lying if I say that the Lakers are not scaring me a little bit. But this is still just the regular season, and when you get into the playoffs, you got to play the same team, excuse me, in a series. You got to play the same team in a series, which will be different. Mm-hmm. I never got a chance to hear your opinion about the trade initially, and then just your thoughts about the Lakers, what you've seen so far. So just tell me what you think.
So first, like everybody else, when the trade came down, I was standing up with my mouth wide open, mainly because, you know, you talk about AD, who's been injury prone forever, but last year he played 76 games.
Yes.
That's a milestone. And then you come up to this year, he's averaging roughly 26 and 12. I mean, he's about as efficient as he can be along with 2.2 blocks a game.
Right.
You know, what I've noticed in my squad is that we're a little different. We're a little slower now, you know, with Luka because he holds the ball so much. So again, I wasn't a fan of the trade initially. I still haven't come around to it. I think Luka's always out of shape, and it really affects how much he's injured.
Yeah.
And last night you saw he can't play above the free throw line. He's a liability. Everybody was blowing by him. It didn't make a difference who it was.
Yes.
And so, you know, having a liability on defense to exchange it for offense, no, because I get both out of AD.
I'm shocked that I think you're the first person that had that take. And I actually agree with you. Like, looking at the trade, you know, I think they're looking definitely furthermore in the future than right now because Luka 25, you know, international player, and, you know, it's LA. It's LA. So the marketing, all that type of stuff. But just on the surface, just playing basketball, you would think you're losing. Like, and I'm glad that you pointed this out because a lot of people has not said this. Even though JJ Redick got the Lakers playing good defense, Luka's not a good defender. I seen it yesterday too. Some guy just ran right past him, and I think that's what's going to get exposed in the playoffs. But they are playing well defensively right now. And you talked about him being in shape, and so in the pregame, we saw him doing push-ups, and that guy in the blue suit over there is Nico Harrison, the one that traded him. Now, to me, this was a shot at Nico, but I think the real story, they're saying he lost a bet and he had to do some push-ups. Which story do you believe that it is? Because for me, it was like, Nico, you always talking about me being in shape. Let me do some push-ups for you. What you think?
I think this dude lost a bet, man. Come on. This dude looks like he eats 3 steaks before every game, man. I mean, look, a lot of people say, well, look at Jokic. He's not, Europeans have just, a habit of not being in the greatest shape. Luka is not Jokic.
Yes.
Jokic can drag anybody up and down the floor all game long, and he's efficient.
Yes.
That's a terrible comparison. Luka's a great ball player, but, don't mention him and Jokic in the same name. No, as far as these push-ups, I think this was something he lost. He wasn't doing this on his own. No way in heck. Nah.
I totally agree with you with the Jokic and Luka too, because Luka got to play more on the perimeter. Jokic, for the most part, is going to be in the paint unless they do the pick and roll and make them switch. And then when they do that, you see that Jokic can't really stay with the guys with the pick and roll either. So,
but he's long.
That is true.
It allows him to recover with 2 or 3 steps versus the shorter man in Luka, where you really got to move your feet.
Right. That's absolutely true. But last night, Luka balled out, triple-double. And his defense right now, the regular season is not being taken advantage of on a regular basis. What did you think about the game last night? Because for me, it seems like Luka is making the game easier for a lot of guys. I've seen LeBron getting easier baskets because of Luka's presence on the floor. What about you think? What you think?
In some regards, yeah, because if you look, Luka gets the ball around, in below just the 3-point line. He does to command a lot of attention. They doubled, sometimes tripled on him. And because he's a good passer and we have some decent shooters, it's opened up the game. But then, my man AR-15, I've watched his numbers fluctuate tremendously with Luka coming because Luka holds the ball so long.
Right.
I've never been a fan of players holding the ball that long and that one-on-one crap.
Yes.
I really thought JJ Redick would get us back to old school ball with the way AD was playing, start the offense off in the paint, let him dominate, make them collapse on him, and then utilize the shooters.
Right.
I don't need a quote unquote point guard out here doing what Luka does. I'm just not happy with that. So
Austin Malone checking in on YouTube says the Lakers got a real point guard. So like to your point though, he does hold the ball sometimes, but I would say this. As far as the Lakers go, it seems like Showtime Lakers is back. He's flashy. He's doing over the.
Stop, man! Don't ever mention Showtime with this squad. No,
he's bringing a flair to the Lakers. He's not bringing some type of flair to the Lakers that you haven't seen before.
No,
I'm shocked.
No.
He's bringing some more excitement to the Lakers with the passing that he's doing. I mean, LeBron was the only one doing no-look passes and doing other, and now they have another guy.
I don't care about no-look passes. I need efficiency. I need W's. When Magic did it, Magic had 3 or 4 of the coldest cats around him, but Magic's dropping this ball on a dime. Magic ain't shooting it out to 3-point players. Magic is doing it in the paint. If you go back and look at most of his assists, he's coming down the paint and he's dishing in the paint. We're talking easy buckets. The flashiness missed me with that. I need W's.
So how are you feeling about the Lakers there? Because it seemed like I don't know if you all the way sold with the Luka Lakers.
I'm not, but I'm a Lakers fan, so I don't care who was on our team. I'm rooting for my squad, but Luka's gonna have to sell me. I just haven't gotten to the point where I feel like he was a better pickup than having AD right now.
Right.
Because I don't think AD is hurt in Dallas.
What? What do you think?
I don't think AD is hurt.
So was he ever hurt in LA then?
I mean, I don't think he's hurt right now.
So what you think happened?
I think he's in a little boy phase.
Oh.
I think he's pissed about this move. I think he's in a little boy phase. I really do, man. I don't, the non-contact injuries, like he said, his oblique. So, this area up in here is, and it was a non-contact. I mean, come on, man.
He do that all the time. He did it all the time. It was, they call him Mr. Glass, street clothes, all types of, like, he stayed injured in LA.
Bro, but we looking at AD. AD had what, maybe 1 or 2 games he missed in the last 15 or 20. Dude was just dominating. And then the first game he goes to Dallas, I get a non-contact injury and it's my oblique, and now I'm out for months. Hey, come on, man. Make it make sense, man. No, I don't believe that.
He was balling that game too. He's balling out.
I don't know, man. I don't like Rob Pelinka at all.
Yeah.
I haven't liked him ever.
Yeah.
I think he's as bad as Mitch Kupchak was, and I was so happy to see him go.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to live with what we got. I mean, that's what him and Jenny did. I got to live with what we got.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked by the response. Austin Malone says Showtime Lakers is about fast breaking. Okay, but I also believe it's fast breaking plus the flashy passing. Like, I think that's part of the Showtime Lakers as well. Fast breaking and Showtime. You know, the no-look passes, the behind-the-back passes. No?
Every time you say Showtime, you talk about Magic, Kareem, James Worthy, Byron Scott, Michael Cooper. These cats are not them.
I agree.
They're not them.
All he got is LeBron and Austin Reeves when he shows up, but they're not great wings like James Worthy was. Nothing
at all, because
LeBron is. I would say LeBron is, though.
Well, and the problem with that is, and I won't just say it's because of the player, it's the culture of the league. Everybody wants to run to the 3-point line.
Yes.
Nobody is breaking and crashing toward the basket.
Yeah.
Which makes it easier to drop dimes. If I'm running fast break and then this wing stops at the 3-point line, this one goes to the corner, and then I'm left pounding the peel by myself in the middle of the floor.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Go to the basket. I hate basketball right now. I love my Lakers.
I totally agree with you.
But I hate basketball right now.
I totally agree with you. People Hernandez on Facebook says they're going to be competitive, but it's too early to see if they're going to be serious contenders. I do agree with that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings.
I agree with it, but it's not too early.
Yeah, let's look at the standings. So right now
we moved up to 4th. We'll be competitive, but we won't be a serious contender.
They only 2 games from the 2nd seed as well. They only 2 games back of the 2nd seed. They can catch Memphis, Denver, and they only 2 games from Denver and Memphis. So they got a chance to really get up in that top 2, top 3.
But Al, like I know about basketball, everything's about matchups.
Exactly, true.
Everything's about matchups. I think we're a lot bigger than Memphis.
Yeah.
So I think we could get Memphis because we're a lot bigger than them. Of course, Ja would be a problem. Yeah. Keeping Bane at bay out on the wing. I could put AR-15 on. We match up all right with them. Them young boys up at OKC, them track stars. Hey, listen here, man. Even though they lost last night, and I don't know how they lost to Minnesota, but night before last, but those boys up there, they're legitimate. Denver, we just show what we could do with them. You know what I mean? If it comes down to it is one game, but the matchups I saw, I loved. I loved the way we matched up against them.
Tell me which matchup or matchup you're talking about that you love, because I look at it as, they tried the Rui stuff on Jokic again. Mm-hmm. And they tried that previously, and like they thought they had something, and then eventually, mm-hmm. Jokic is going to do what Jokic does. And you can say, "Oh, we're gonna put Rui, and Rui's the answer." Rui is not the answer.
No, Rui is not the answer. But collectively, we're playing better defense. The X factor for us is Jackson Hayes.
Yes,
that he in my mind, he's our X factor. The young man can leap out the gym. He has a good feel around the basket. He can rebound, and he's not scared to mix it up in the paint. I mean, you can see him laying a body on you. I mean, but Joker's 300 pounds, so you're not just going to easily move him out the paint. But I think the young boy held his own.
Right.
Jamal Murray I think is still good, but he's probably a shell of what he used to be. Russell Westbrook has found the fountain of youth every other game. So, I like the way we matched up against them, man. I just, Russ was getting his, but everybody else was on lockdown.
What do you think about, let's say if LA and Houston stay in their slots, and that's the first matchup. What do you think about a first round matchup against Houston?
We could beat them, but man, it's gonna be a problem. Those guys are just man. I don't even know how to explain. When I watch them, they don't look good, but they win.
Yeah, yeah.
Fred VanVleet, who I thought was gonna be a star in this league, he shows up. And, Dylan Brooks shows up and throws up 20-some points here and there. I mean, it's like you never know where they're getting their scoring from, but collectively they play good defense.
And I like the mindset. Ime Udoka is a dog mentality mindset coach, and I think he got them guys playing rough. Like they got a Dylan Brooks over there. They got some toughness, defender. They got some young studs, Jalen Green, Sagoon down in the paint. I think that would be a tough series for both games. I think that would be a 6-7 game series for sure.
Easily. There's no blowouts. There's not going to be any sweeps there. That's probably who can win the first game on the other person's floor.
Yes.
That I think that's what that one comes down to. And if we're lucky enough to go into Houston and get one or two, yeah, but we're going to have to beat somebody at their crib in order to be successful this playoffs.
And so, and then you got to look at it. They're tied with Houston right now, so it's not even guaranteed they're going to get home court in the first round if they stay right where they at.
Right. Like I said, I still think we're a couple players away from being really good. I still don't think Luka was the answer, but getting rid of Taurean Prince, I was I would have rather gotten rid of Vanderbilt, but we definitely had to get Christian Wood off the books. It was a lot of Rob Pelinka needs to hire me. That's what he needs to do. Tell Rob Pelinka to reach out to me. We'll get this stuff straight,
Vanderbilt is playing good defense, though. He's been a menace, on the defensive end. And people forget, how good of a defender he was. Because he's been often injured as well. But him in that lineup, he's been I seen him messing with Kyrie last game. Then the game before that, he was hounding somebody. I forgot who else they played before, but he was hounding them. He's been a menace.
He has. He does play good perimeter defense for a big man.
Yes.
But on offense, once again, he's another liability on the floor. I'm finally happy that Gabe Vincent has found his stroke because that boy couldn't hit the ocean standing on the beach for a good part of the year, So I'm glad he's picked up the pace a little bit. But overall, I don't have an opinion on my squad, Al. I just want to sit back and watch it, man, because I'm still not sold on what Pelinka's putting on the floor.
Wow. I thought I was going to get a glowing Armand, my Lake show is back. It's going to be a problem. We're a problem. Because, we seeing people on Facebook, your boy Brian, he going crazy. He think,
Hey, listen, and I love Brian's enthusiasm. You know what I mean? I love the fact he's a diehard Laker fan. But look, you got to call a spade and say it is what it is. And right now, this remains to be seen. Your man Peoples, that comment he made about competitive versus how serious we could be. Yeah, are we going to be a serious contender? I'm like him. I need to see more to say if we're going to be a contender. We're playing decent ball right now.
Right.
But I don't know if the whole squad is sold on Luka yet.
I think he's getting more comfortable game by game, and he's starting when they the game against Denver, and then this last game, he's getting more comfortable. My thing is like we said, playoffs are different when you playing the same exact team night after night, adjustments, and scouting reports and all of this stuff. That's when you're really going to see. I think they're going to be top 5 for sure in the West, and they possibly can get up to number 2. But when the playoffs hit, is when all the deficiencies are going to show. That's when all the teams' deficiencies show through a series.
Facts.
So
Facts.
That's when it's going to happen. So we're going to stay tuned. We definitely once the playoffs start, you definitely got to come back, and we're going to be breaking down these playoffs for sure.
Man, I'll be sitting here right here ready for you, bro. Because I stay glued in front of these TVs, man. I'm sitting there pretty I got Boston getting. I got Boston. I had Boston +5 against Detroit. I took Detroit. I said, man, if Detroit is gonna hammer Boston, Cat's looking at me like I'm crazy. I said, man, you better cut your TV on and look at the score.
Detroit playing some good ball, man. Detroit playing some good ball.
Really good ball.
I was mad that they fired Monty Williams the way they did, but I don't even know the name of the coach now, but he got them boys playing well.
Playing some good defense, man.
But I also think they're getting older. Cade Cunningham, another year in the league. Like, is this a regular progression, or do you think it's more coaching the new coach?
I think this new system that they're in is really different, because if you see the way they're moving Stewart around, he's not been the big bruiser in the middle like he has been. You see him for doing a lot of facilitating from the top of the key, maybe free throw line, and then letting Cade Cunningham and Ivy in. Well, Ivy's out, but I forget the other young boy's name. But it's a lot more slash and it's a lot more movement. They're not as complacent standing around waiting for Cade to do everything with this coach now.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing them in the playoffs. I know they're young bucks, and it's going to be tough for them. But
that East is wide open, man. That East is wide open. There's no clear cut favorite in my mind in that East.
Not Boston, not even Boston.
No,
really. The defending champs,
man, they're getting smashed right now by 30.
I mean, it's one game, but the proof is in the pudding, right?
But if you look at the totality of the season, they've had quite a few games where they've gotten hammered like this. And I'm not talking about back-to-backs.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just flat out, they're just getting outplayed. Now, you talk about older, I think you start looking at that squad.
Okay.
In terms of getting older, Al, Horford is getting older, man. And White's been in the league for a while. I don't think Jaylen Brown is nearly as efficient as he used to be. I still think JT takes way too many threes.
Yeah.
I think they take too many threes as a team.
Right.
Well,
Jaylen Brown didn't play tonight, by the way. I do see they got smashed by Detroit, but Jaylen Brown didn't play. Just putting that out there. He is a big part of that team. Boston shoots teams back into games. And that's what we talked about earlier. So much bad basketball. And my guy Austin Malone, we talked about that as well. I agree
with Austin. They shoot too many threes and teams chipping away, and then they find themselves down.
Yeah. We all agree that's a lot of bad basketball out here, man. And a lot of people getting mad at people saying that, JJ Redick getting mad, and other people saying mad about people saying it's a lot of bad basketball. But it's true. It's true.
The league is horrible.
Yeah, nobody want to watch all these.
Well, because the league is not controlled. It's not the NBA anymore. It's controlled by casino books, FanDuel. It's controlled by your DraftKings and your Barstools and all those. And I keep telling people it's no coincidence that if you take Shea Gilchrist for 25 and he puts up 24, that's not it's pretty much known what happened, and we see it a lot where you got teams putting up 300 points combined in games.
It's bad. But I haven't even watched one Bulls game this season. I haven't watched one Bulls, but they switched the cable services, from Comcast. They messed up the channel.
And off air, I'm gonna talk to you about that. I got a cure for you on that. We'll talk about that.
Oh, give me the plug. I need it.
I got a cure for you for that. You won't go through that no more. We'll talk about that off air.
Yeah, I wasn't paying the extra.
I watched the part of that blowout, right?
Yeah.
Of what they did to Philly.
Yeah.
And I said, man, if they had to play that game 5 more times in a row, there's no way in this world that score is even remotely that lopsided, even without Embiid.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Let me ask you this. What's the solution to the 76ers problem? Because you can't invest all this money into Paul George and Maxey, Big Three, and it's horrible right now.
I wouldn't have given Paul George a penny over veteran minimum. I really wouldn't. He's a definite shell of what he was when he was in Indiana. He's
Yeah.
not even what he used to be in LA. Paul George is, I ain't gonna say he's a bum, but he's pretty much, his career's done. I wouldn't have given him any money. Embiid, hey man, throw that dude in the river, man. He is absolute trash.
Austin Malone says trade him, but who's gonna trade for him? Who would
And
trade for him?
who would take that? Who would eat up that contract? Who would want that contract and that liability?
Exactly, that risk. Well, his injury history, like who's going to trade for that? I mean, I think if you a franchise who's just terrible, then and you want to take a chance, I get it, but like, I mean, what with Washington? Like, would it be a team like Washington or something?
You know, that's where you go to die now. That's where your NBA career goes to die.
I mean, if you're a franchise that's terrible, that need a jolt in the franchise, then
we got a few of those though. Portland is bad.
Utah
is bad.
What about Embiid for Zion? Because they both they both got injury history, man. What do you think about that?
Well, let me say this. When New Orleans got rid of Brandon Ingram, I said, okay, they're ready to rebuild.
Right.
Okay, so now it's rebuilding time. Now they done got Fat Boy Zion to shed a few pounds. He's looking a lot better. He's playing better. But right now, I like him more than I like Embiid, simply because he's on the floor.
Is he really? I haven't paid attention. He's been playing lately because.
Well, I mean, he's about as injury prone as Embiid is, but I mean, hell, he's been in the league 3-4 years. He's probably only played a third of the time he's been in the league.
Yeah.
So I don't see that either. I don't see that helping either team. Maxi's the future of that squad. I thought they hurt themselves by getting rid of Tobias Harris. They don't have any perimeter scoring now.
Oh, Zion have been playing. You're right.
And he's been playing. Yeah, he's been playing.
I haven't seen no highlights of anything.
Because New Orleans is terrible.
Yeah.
Wow. Unless he does something spectacular, there's no need to put them on the ESPN top 10.
Right. Austin Malone says Anthony Davis got traded. But to your point that you said earlier, Marmont, Anthony Davis is different from Embiid, what we talking about. Anthony Davis was played, 70-something games last year? 76 last year. And, he was playing, a lot this year till he reverted back to his old self. But I think we call him Mr. Glass, but he's still not as worse as Embiid. It was
not even close. And in the last 3 to 4 seasons, he's really done better in managing his injuries. But what I try to tell people is this: when you're that tall, you're kind of lanky, and you're jumping up and down on your legs and your feet. People don't realize how much pressure and pain you put on your lower extremities all day long. If you go back to, and it's probably before both our times, but that 70-71 series when Willis Reed came out there hobbling on one leg and still dominated. Bernard King did the same thing. Right. And, I tell people when they talk about big men, I say, go back and watch the first movie, the first Airplane, with Kareem on there.
Yeah.
And he's in the cockpit and he grabs a little kid and he say, you tell your dad to try dragging Bob Lanier and all these cats up and down the floor every night. It makes a difference, man. It takes a toll on your body. So, I don't think he's more inefficient than any other big man. Pat was hurt a lot back in his day. Hakeem had his. David Robin had his. I mean, Duncan. I mean, it's just an era where the big man is under more scrutiny because they're not the dominant players that they used to be.
Tony Puente says, why would Nola want Joel if they're trying to rebuild? We just throwing scenarios out there for
man. Tony Tito.
Yeah, we just throwing scenarios out there. We're not saying Nola actually want him. We're just trying to see where Joel can go because it's not working out in Philly. But we're gonna continue to follow the NBA and follow this stretch run and see what these Lakers are gonna do. And we're gonna bring you back definitely when the playoffs start. I want to get to a couple of other stories that I want to talk about. Green Bay Packers put in a request for the tush push to be banned, and it's been they will have to vote on it, and the voters will have to vote 24 in favor for the tush push to be banned. What do you think about this? Like, should the tush push be banned or not?
Why would you? If it's my O line versus your D line.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you want to talk about the fact that I got a tight end in the backside of my quarterback pushing him forward, well, I mean, you need to tighten up with your nose tackle and push back.
Exactly.
You know, no, I don't see anything wrong with it. If you know it, what was old boy's name? The old coach for the Green Bay Packers.
Holmgren who?
No. Old school. The one that they won all the championships with. Black and white days.
Vince Lombardi.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. They always ran the sweep. He said, y'all know it's coming.
Right.
And I'm going to keep running it. You got to stop it.
Yeah.
So that's it. No, man. I don't agree with them getting rid of it. But, you know, if they do, it's probably about as worth as the new kickoff.
So it's been an argument that says the tush push is a boring play and people would rather see like Saquon Barkley get the ball than a whole bunch of offensive linemen, you know, just going for it. And Jalen Hurts, they a lot of people saying either Saquon or a pass play is more exciting than the tush push. What do you think about that argument? Because the football is entertainment. Football is entertainment, and you know you want to put on a show for the fans. So what do you think about that argument that tush push is not pleasing to the eye?
If I'm a fan, and then we talk about my squad, I'm talking about efficiency and winning. Tush push is probably one of the most efficient plays you can get away with, especially if you have a Josh Allen or, you know, a big quarterback, you know, a Lamar Jackson, where you get up under there and between him, that line, and whoever's pushing you from the back. Hey, listen, man, I'm about W's.
Yeah.
Push the line.
Yeah.
I don't care about the fan. It's going to be enough excitement throughout the game. But in that instance right there, let me get that yard.
I agree with you, man. I thought it was real whack that Green Bay put in a request. Tony Points, they said Green Bay is butthurt. They get beat by the tush push. And I think that like the general manager admitted, like, we can't stop that play. And, you know, a lot of people can't stop it. But like to your point, I like the days of Big Keith Traylor, Ted Washington in the middle, Vince Woolfolk. Bring back the nose tackles, the big defensive tackles, and maybe you'll have a chance of stopping that play. You know, bring back the old school football. But don't put in a proposal to get it banned because you can't stop it. Like, what are we doing?
And then you're gonna stand there and admit, okay, we can't stop it. So this is why I wanted to get banned. Come on, man.
You know. The Falcons coach said they would vote for it, and the Bills said he thought health-wise it wasn't a healthy play, but it's been evidence shown that it's no data that shows that this is a dangerous play. You got to look there very close up. It's not like it's a running start and they're crashing into each other. They're right there, and it's like old school practice, mano a mano. Who's gonna win between me and you? And you got a gravity. Who got lower center of gravity? All that plays as a factor.
But it's not 100% though. It's not like every time they do the tush push, they pick up it's not 100%.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's more efficient than taking 3 steps back, handing the running back the ball and giving, you know, your linebackers and defensive linemen a chance to push through the hole.
Right.
But at the same time, listen, man, they've done too much to football. I mean, football is almost to flag football now. It's horrible. And you know, without even getting off into old girl up in Kansas City, old boy up in Kansas City, Pat Mahomes, man, because he plays like a little girl to me, man. I mean, he's a good football player, but my God, man, I mean, dude, it's like, do you have all the refs over the house for brisket and barbecue on Saturdays before the game? Like, it's madness.
If I had Mike, he'd be going at your head right now.
I could care less, man. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, man. I can't make up what your own eyes been seeing, Al.
Yeah. Tony Points said the play is exciting because what if your team stops the unstoppable play?
I just said that. It's not 100%. You know, it's not like
it's definitely going to be super exciting for your team. But I guess it's all about who team you're rooting for, whether you like it or not. If you're an Eagles fan, of course you like the tush push. If you're a team that can't stop it, you hate it. But if you do stop it, it's exciting. But for the general fan that's watching the game, I do agree that this is a less exciting play. But I don't want it banned, but just looking at it objectively, this is a less exciting play than a fade play, a toss to Saquon. Another play is more exciting than this play. Could you agree to that?
Yeah, but 9 times out of 10, tush pushes on 4th down, right?
Yes.
Okay, and typically, if you're not on the goal line and you're looking for it, if I'm on my own 30-yard line, am I looking for fanfare or am I looking to move the chains?
I agree. The team is looking to, but the NFL overall, Roger Goodell is looking at numbers, ratings, and all of that.
Then as I told one forum some time ago, we need to change it to the National Football Entertainment League. That's what we need to change it to, because if you're going to water everything down and make everything for pushovers and patsies, then let's do what wrestling did. Put entertainment in the name.
Yeah.
And say what it is. And then so, everybody can say, okay, well, we know what it is now.
That's true. That's absolutely true, because they are changing the rules year after year. Tony Fuentes says Monty sounds like Big Perk talking about football on Inside the NBA. That's a great point. WWF changed it to WWE, and you remember football used to be so violent. We used to have he got jacked up, but then concussion came out, and all these. Like you say, if you're gonna go this route, if you're gonna change it this much, especially with all the protecting the quarterback and all of those things, you got a great point, man. You got a great point.
It's too watered down. I mean, you're talking about the tush push. I mean, right now you can't. How do defensive players play the game? Like the one guy, I forgot who he sacked, but I'm running full speed. I come down, I hit you with my shoulder. Everything forward is going forward. If I wrap you up, it's hard as hell for me not to land on you at all.
Right. And they got something you don't put all your body weight on them.
You can't put your total weight on top of them. And it's like, if I'm a 275-pound lineman, how in the heck do I control my body when we're both falling?
Yeah.
Again, if you're going to continue to water the game down, I don't know what else they can do to make it even. It's ridiculous to me, man.
Speaking of rule changes, they will go to a technology-based format for the first down measurements. No more chain gang. They will still be on the sideline as a secondary measure, but technology will be used for the first down measurements. Now, you're shaking your head. Do you like it or you don't like it?
Listen, man. Listen. I don't think there's nothing wrong with the measuring system now, outside of the fact that whatever refs is getting paid off by their home team.
See?
Because listen, we watch these games, Al, and we clearly see. Screw the yellow line that's growing across the field. Yeah. We see where that guy went out or where his knee went down, and you standing right there looking dead at it, Mr. Ref, and you put that ball 1.5 yards back.
Yes.
So, I mean, if we could just get the refs to be more efficient and do their job collectively, I would be cool with that. But I guess you had to do something different without the debacle that happened this season in terms of bad calls.
Yes.
And, most of them happened to do with Kansas City, but, it was bad calls, just bad this season, man. It was just bad. So I don't know, man. Everything wants to go to AI. I'm like, I'm in another 5 years, you're going to have robotic players out there, man. They ain't even going to be real dudes out there playing no more.
I do like the change, though, because you got to get it right. And when Buffalo played Kansas City on that quarterback sneak by Josh Allen, I thought he got the first down. In fact,
you and me both?
Yeah, I don't think that was good. Tony Fuentes says taking jobs away. Those are union members. They're all a part of AFL. Hey, I was going to talk about that because we union people as well. And so,
man, tell Tony the tire department is down.
I was going to say, this reminds me of, the automatic system when you go to grocery stores now. the self checkout, you know. And
I'm not cool with any of this, Al. It's everything is starting to become invasive on private lives too much in every regard.
but don't you agree by using this system it's going to be better than the human error where you possibly get people getting paid off or whatever? You won't have to worry about that. Or do you think they're going to be playing with the technology too? They're going to.
I was ready to say somebody's got to control that technology, right?
Yeah.
You know, if I got to line this up here, what's to keep me from hitting this button to say, move this back here?
But I think if they use technology, people will think that it's more true. It's more accurate than the humans on the field.
No, that's what's going to be the opposite. It's going to get more scrutiny because then you're going to start having people say, look, if I got a guy standing right there looking at it,
right,
versus something that a computer is saying, okay, it was this, it was that. We're going to see, man. We're going to see.
I can't wait to see it because we also not done. We can watch the TV for ourselves. We can see if they need a yard, the 34 to the 35.
But Al, they can too. As a matter of fact, they get better angles than we do.
I agree, but I'm saying, like, if they manipulate this technology where we looking at it personally and it's like, yo, that line ain't right. Like we can watch the game and see if a line is not right as well.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
We do that now, and it still comes to no avail. We our team still get hosed out of calls.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because I need to know what is the technology looking at the same things that the human eye is looking at. Are you looking at the knee? Are you looking at the forearm, the elbow? Can the AI distinguish from the hand being down versus anything else? You know, I'm skeptical, man, because I mean, there's a lot of nuances that go into, especially when you get them bang bang plays where they're really, really quick, and it's like, you know, okay, his hand is down, but did his knee come down, or did I don't know. I got to see it, man. Right now, I'm not sold on nothing. I'm not sold on nothing about the NFL. Let's just say that.
Tony Puente says, look at the MLB and a new ABS system, technology taking over sports. Technology is taking over sports, but I would say this, and I will ask you this question as well. With the NBA, with their replay system, I think it's been a win. Like, we've seen a lot of calls get overturned, a lot of calls get turned the right way.
I like the NBA's replay system. I like the NBA's replay system. I mean, I like the way, in terms of, hey, you only get this many, you get charged a timeout, you don't get it back, you don't get no more for the game, so it makes sure you have to use them wisely. I like it in the NBA. In the NFL, they just like old boy on life. They can't get right.
I think so the way this is going to work is they're going to have a Hawkeye virtual measurement system, and they're going, I guess, from New York, let them know if they got the first down or not. I think it'll probably save time, in the broadcast. It will save time than, actually running the chain gang out there and measuring and,
some things don't need to be fixed or changed.
Are you the old man that get off my lawn? You like things to stay the same?
Yeah, man. You kids quit playing on my lawn. Quit running through my grass. I mean, listen.
What changed? But you say you like the NBA replay system, so you do like some change.
NFL has replay system. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
The kickoff, that's crazy, man. Listen, cats running full speed and knocking each other's heads off. That's what we've been used to for 50 years of football.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but it's a business. They got to protect the investment as well.
And you know what? I need them to come out and say that.
Right.
For every time you've ever heard an NFL spokesperson say anything, you never heard them say that part.
Yeah.
You never heard them say,
even though we know it, they won't say it. Yeah. They won't say it.
But you hear everybody else say what the NFL generates. Yeah, we know it's a $1 billion machine.
Yeah.
We get that.
Yeah.
But and you know what? No matter what they do to the league, folks still gonna fill up them seats game after game, season after season.
NFL is huge.
It is, man. You go across the water now, and their stadiums are sold out.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Roger Goodell's a cancer for the culture of the NFL. I think he's been that since he got that job. But you know, I think he's terrible, man. I think Roger Goodell is horrible.
Well, you know, he's all about the bottom line. And so if he's going to make him more money, you know, they're going to look at it. Total points is a virtual measurement. The system works with cameras inside the stadium that track players, officials, and the ball. After the ball is spotted, the system notifies if it's a first down was achieved, NFL.com. So, yeah, like I say, that's how it's going to work. They're going to, and I think that's going to save some time. The system is going to notify if it's a first down. So it should be a quicker, you know, system. But we'll see. We'll see. He says horrible. Oh man, look, we about to get ready to get up out of here. Remember to support the show. You can send stars, subscribe to the YouTube, follow us on IG, Facebook, TikTok, merch. I got the hoodie and shirt, hats, all that good stuff.
Hey man, you need to come up with a golf shirt, man. I mean,
got those. We have those.
Yeah. For somebody that plays as much as I do, you sure ain't laid one on me, Cool Breeze.
First of all, you know, I barely get a chance to get out there with you because you know you don't. We only got out there one time last season, I believe.
Yeah, we played once last season, but I mean, you know, I lived in that place all last summer. You know.
Yeah. I was looking at old text messages. I'm like, yo, man, can we? Oh, man, busy. I'm busy.
Working, man. I've been working like crazy, man. And now, you know, now we're slowed down. It's cold outside. I can't even play. So yeah, but yeah, I'm definitely I need a 3X, brother, and blue, black, white, whatever you got that crew neck in. I'll take it, man.
Okay. We go.
Just hit me with your Cash App, and yeah, let me get one of them up off of you.
For sure. We're gonna make that happen. Well, thank you for coming on, my brother.
Man, I appreciate you having me again, brother. It's always a blast to be on here with you, Al.
Yes, sir. Playoffs coming, man. So we're gonna do it again real soon.
Yeah, you get me back on here when we get to the playoffs, and it's gonna you might get a different opinion out of me. I ain't sure, but you might get something different out of me. And we see what Luka does next couple games.
I look forward to it, my brother. Tony Fuentes says, "Money man Monty looks like Charles Barkley swinging a 9-iron."
Hey, I got my swing's a little better than that, Tony. It's a little better than that.
Barkley's gotten better too, though. Barkley's gotten better too.
He has.
He don't got that hitch.
He don't got the hitch no more. Right.
Ryan Colbert says, "I'm ready for that playoff talk as well." Yeah.
Tell Ryan we don't mess with his kind over here, man.
Oh yeah, he Pacers fan, right? Pacers.
I don't care who fan he is. He know what I'm talking about. Plus, he a Pacers fan. Plus, you know what? Real quick, touching on him. Tell him to go call Therese Halliburton and learn what the word consistency means. And then you know, come back and talk to me, because you know you're supposed to be averaging 9. Yeah, here I go. You're supposed to be averaging 9, 10 assists, and then you drop 4 and 27 points. You ain't no scorer. But anyway, for a different show, Al. For a different show, brother.
Oh, he said I'm a Heat fan first. Oh, I'm shocked.
That makes it even worse. Tyler Hero went 0 for 9 from 3 the other night. Make sense.
What you think about Andrew Wiggins to the Heat? And I think he played well his first game too.
I like Jimmy Butler and Golden State better.
I'm shocked that that's going as well as it is, because I didn't think it was going to work well. I didn't think Jimmy was a great shooter, and
Jimmy is a Iguodala 2.0.
Yeah. Ryan,
no, you ain't, man. Go on. Yeah, I like Jimmy. I like Jimmy. I hate you didn't touch on that, but I like Jimmy out in Golden State.
Show go last week, but yeah. But
I like him out there, and Andrew Wiggins, he's a shell of what he used to be. As long as he's putting up double digits, I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I think maybe a change of sentence will help out Andrew Wiggins as well, because we've seen he can play well in spurts at times. So yeah,
change of scenery always helps, man. It does. It always helps, especially when you've come complacent and you really don't want to be there. You're not feeling the squad no more.
And he said, "I'll go to Monty and on the ball." We got to bring Ryan back. He's been on the show as well, man. We got to go. We're gonna bring him back. Playoff talk, man. We're gonna have a great panel of basketball guys on here. You, Ryan, I got some other guys.
Hey man, you know me, Al, brother. Anytime you call, I'm ready. I'm ready for you, man. I'm always here for you, brother. I appreciate you having me, man.
All right, man. We're gonna do it again. We'll see y'all next week. We out.
We lock and load, Allen Pants.